Well, it's been a while since I shot any footage to do with the Watt Master project, but as you can see, we've progressed somewhat since the last part of the video. In fact, it's pretty much finished. I've still got to do some work on the whistle, so I've borrowed a whistle for the time being. I've also borrowed a safety valve off one of the other Watt engines, but it's pretty much ready to go. Basically, we've had some fun and games with this. The first thing that I discovered was that there were some problems with the cylinder. Well, actually, it's not that cylinder, it's this cylinder. What had happened in the past, someone had unsoldered the piston valve block here from the cylinder, then resoldered it back on, but in the wrong place. So the portholes in the piston valve block didn't line up with the cylinder. So after a bit of thought, I decided that probably the best way to deal with this was simply make a new cylinder, which is what I did, and use all the original components from the old one apart from the cylinder. So the end caps are original, as is the piston and the rod. Now this was quite interesting because I've never had one of these apart before, so it was quite a little bit of a journey to discover exactly how they're made. The cylinder is 7/8 of an inch and it's a 1-inch stroke. The end caps appear to just be glued on to each end. There was no solder involved. The piston rod is soldered into the piston. I've actually threaded the rod and tapped the piston, so this one now is actually threaded. Yeah, I mean, it's a fairly simple machining job to make one of these pistons. I didn't have a 7/8 reamer, so I had to get that, which is why it's taken me some time to actually do this. But no, hopefully that's all done. It seems to be okay. The other thing I had to make was this piston valve, because this one, this side, it was broken. And then the last remaining thing to sort out was the valve timing. These engines run on a fixed eccentric for the valve timing. Basically, the eccentric is cast into the flywheel, so it can't be moved in relation to the flywheel. And that's fine, it just means that it will only run in one direction. But of course, what I did was take one of this cylinder and literally flip it over and put it on the other side, which meant that with the valve timing as standard, the two flywheels would be going in opposite directions. So I had to come up with a way to change the valve timing on this side. Obviously I can't move the eccentric because it's cast into the flywheel, but what I can do, and what I have done, is I've moved the pivot point. That was the original pivot point where the conrod joined the flywheel. I've moved it around 180 degrees. Also, these flywheels were originally interference fits onto the shaft. This one is fixed. What I've done with this one is I've drilled a small hole and fitted a grub screw so that I can move the flywheel on the shaft. That way I was able to correct the timing so that this one is now 180 degrees out from that one, but they're both going in the same direction. So hopefully it will actually run. So that is the next stage. So will it run? Well, I think we've got plenty of steam. Maybe we have a steam leak somewhere. Yes, there we go, look at that. Not exactly the most exciting high-speed engine in the world, but then these generally don't run very fast anyway. You know, the normal Watt Juniors and Watt Master that I've got, they don't run very quickly. But it is running under its own steam. Amazing. Got some stuff burning off from the element there by the looks of it, because that's smoke, not steam. Well, I'm very pleased about that because it's taken quite a lot of work to get to this point. And as I said, I've never seen one of these before, other than the picture in the advert, Simco's advert. I've never seen one of these in actual reality, so Ooh. So, yes, quite a unique thing, I think. Really, I've never seen of another video of one of these either. I don't know if anyone out there has got one. If they have, please get in contact and let me know. But yeah, that's the Wattmaster under Steam for the first time successfully since it's been put together. As I said, it's not a particularly exciting engine, but it is running. Fairly quiet too. I'll put the mic over there. Bit anticlimactic really, considering the amount of work I put into making this. But well, that's about it for the Simco Wattmaster. It does run, which is the important thing. It could do with running a lot better, but it does run. So I'm quite pleased about it that it actually worked in the end. I think I'm going to do a bit of tinkering around with it, see whether we can actually improve the running. But it is running. So anyway, that's it for my Simco Wattmaster project. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Cheers!